Today I'm going to show you how to create a trigger in Zapier step by step so you can start building automations that run the moment something happens in your app. This is one of the most important parts of Zapier because the trigger is what starts your workflow. Once you understand how to set it up, you can connect your tools, save time, and automate repetitive tasks with confidence. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy software guides just like this. It really helps the channel and it tells me to keep making more tutorials like this for you. Alright, let's get into it. First, log into your Zapier account. Once you're inside the dashboard, look for the Create option. Click the plus icon or the Create button and then choose Zap or Zap Workflow depending on how your dashboard appears. This is the starting point for building a new automation from scratch. After you create a new Zap, Zapier will open the workflow builder. The very first step in any Zap is the trigger step. This is the event that tells Zapier when to begin. Click on the trigger area to get started, and then you'll see a search box where you can find the app you want to use. Now search for the app that will start your automation. For example, if you want your workflow to begin when a new email arrives, you can choose Gmail. If you want it to start when a new row is added, you can choose Google Sheets. Zapier supports thousands of apps, so pick the one that matches the action you want to monitor. Once you select the app, the next step is choosing the trigger event. This part is really important because the event defines exactly what starts your Zap. Click the Trigger Event dropdown and choose the specific event you need. For example, you might select new email in Gmail, new row in Google Sheets, new meeting in Google Calendar, or another event that fits your workflow. After that, Zapier will ask you to connect your account. If you already have an account connected, you can select it from the list. If not, click Connect a new account and sign in to authorize Zapier. This step gives Zapier permission to access the app data it needs in order to watch for the trigger event. Next, you'll usually need to configure the settings for the trigger. This is where you tell Zapier exactly what to monitor. Depending on the app, you may need to choose a specific spreadsheet, a table, a mailbox, a folder, a calendar, or some other source. Take your time here and make sure the settings match the exact place where the trigger should happen. For example, if you're using Google Sheets, you might choose the spreadsheet and worksheet you want Zapier to watch. If you're using Gmail, you may select the label or inbox you want monitored. If you're using a calendar, you can choose the calendar itself. The more specific you are here, the better your automation will work. Once everything is configured, it's time to test the trigger. Click Test Trigger so Zapier can pull in a sample record from your app. This step is important because it confirms that Zapier can find real data and that your trigger is set up correctly. If the test succeeds, you'll see sample information pulled in from the app. If the test doesn't work the first time, don't worry. Double-check your account connection, your selected app, and the settings you entered. In most cases, the issue is just a missed configuration or a trigger event that hasn't happened yet in your app. Try again once there is fresh sample data available. After the trigger test is successful, you can continue on to the next step, which is setting up your action. That's where Zapier will do something automatically after the trigger happens, like sending a message, creating a task, updating a spreadsheet, or saving data somewhere else. And that's it. You've now learned how to create a trigger in Zapier. You know how to start a new Zap, choose the app, select the trigger event, connect your account, configure the settings, and test everything before moving forward. Once you master this first step, building automations becomes a lot easier. If this video helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you want to see more Zapier tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.